understand the Quran has many references to Jesus. What does the Quran say about Jesus?
The Quran says that Jesus is the Messiah. The Quran says that Jesus was the most miraculous man who ever lived, and many Muslims, though not all Muslims, I hesitate to say the majority, but perhaps the majority of Muslims believe that Jesus was the most sinless man who ever lived. In fact, he had no sins whatsoever, is what the average Muslim believes. However, I would hesitate to allow us to just assume that these words have the same meaning in both religions. And this is actually where interfaith dialogue breaks down a lot. Is we use the same words, we don't realize the semantic content for those words is often different. When Christians say Messiah, they often mean something different from when Muslims say Messiah. The fact of the matter is, the Bible has a long history of what it means to be the Messiah, from the Old Testament to the New, especially coming up in things like Isaiah 53, where we see that the Messiah will have to suffer on behalf of the sins of his people. That is the meaning of Messiah when Christians use it. But when Muslims use it, it's definitely not that. And often, it's not quite clear what they mean by it. Generally speaking, when I've discussed with Muslims what it means for Jesus to be the Messiah, they think it's an eschatological role. It's Jesus will come back at the end of times and do X, Y, and Z. That's what it means for him to be Messiah. Sometimes what Muslims mean when they use the word Messiah is that he was the reformer of Judaism. He came to bring the Jews back to what Moses taught, and because that did not ultimately work, Allah sent Muhammad. So sometimes that's what Muslims mean by Messiah, but they definitely don't mean what we mean when we say Messiah. So I hope that that answers that question.